there, Dusty with Enviro Solutions, and I wanted to make a quick video to show how much suction is created below a concrete slab when we install a radon mitigation system. I've got a video that I'm going to walk you through kind of frame by frame, and then I'm going to play the video and take myself out, and I want you to turn the volume up when you watch the video because you can actually hear the air movement prior to this opening getting sealed up. Now let me kind of set up this video by showing a few pictures first. This is a system we were working on, and there is a cast iron pipe that runs below the slab right beside this post. There's a clean out for it. What was discovered is the cast iron pipe was broken, and so for us to install a radon mitigation system, this cast iron pipe had to be corrected first, which involved cutting up. They had to cut the slab up. I've got another photo for that. Here's where they cut the slab up. They've got a new pipe running underneath. They put a good gravel base. We got our communication with that gravel base, so we got a really good airflow, air movement in this area. And then we poured the concrete back and covered all of this up. Now the area that we're going to be focusing on is down here at the bottom right of the photo. You see that little, that's actually a saw line through the concrete. This is the slab that's been repaired. We poured the concrete. Now we let that cure up, and now we're having to seal things back. Now we're going to go over this floor with a floor leveler. We're actually going to make this pretty smooth, but we had to patch the concrete first, and that's what step we're working on now. So that's the setup for this video, and I'm going to minimize my face, but I'm going to take you through kind of frame by frame and show you what to look for whenever you start watching the video. So let's go through this video really quickly, and then I'll cut it, and you just watch the video straight through without me talking over it. So at first you'll see I've got the smoke pin out, and I've got it laying off to the side of the opening. Move it around a few times trying to find the right place to put it, because what I wanted to do is seal this opening up. So I was playing around with where I wanted the smoke pin to go. What you're going to see is the smoke, at first it's kind of billowing out up high, but as I get the smoke pin closer to the opening, the smoke gets pulled straight into this opening. And if you have your volume up, you're going to hear all of the air movement, and that's the suction coming through that opening because that cut goes all the way through. So our radon system is operating. It's pulling air below that slab, and it's pulling through this opening, so much so that you can hear the whiz of the wind coming through, and you can also see the smoke get sucked in immediately as that pin gets close to the opening. Now move it around a little bit. It's hard to see in this video. It gets a little blurry when the pin gets close to the camera, but what's happening is the smoke is going straight in, and you'll actually see the end of the wick start to get really red. That's just because it's burning really intensely because it's got a lot of oxygen feeding to it. So go through, I kind of pull it back a little bit. You see the smoke, as I pull the pin away, the smoke billows up. As I get closer, shoots straight into the opening. So what happens is I end up putting it on. There's where the wick's warming up. Right there. You see the wick warming up here. Now, what happens is I start the sealing process, and listen closely to the wind or to the air movement as I seal this opening backwards. The other cool thing that happens, so I start sealing here. Now what you're going to notice is the smoke is going straight into the opening at first, and as I caulk from the pin back, the smoke actually jumps up. If you look really closely, you'll see the smoke kind of arch up, and then the arch gets bigger, and then eventually it actually loses connection and it just starts floating up as the opening gets sealed up. So here's where you see the arch starting to get bigger. There's where it's kind of at its max, and then as I seal towards the end, the smoke goes straight up in the air. Another thing that you're going to see is right in this area, as soon as I get that caulk, I mean, I'm pushing down on this hard too. There's a lot of caulk going in the opening. So as I'm pushing down on that and I finish out that whole line, you're going to see the caulk is already getting sucked down in. I actually had to go back over this like 3 different times. But right here at the end, see that? Right there, I have to go back. It's already getting pulled down into the opening. So I ended up having to, like I said, 3 or 4 times I had to reseal this opening. What I did is I let it set up. It typically I use backer rod. This opening, I could have stuffed some backer rod down in there, but there were two or three openings that ended up sealing up this day, or in this area, and I didn't use any backer rod. I let the caulk set up, and then I went back over it with actually a different caulk. And like I said, we're going to be doing a floor leveler over this whole thing, so we're going to have compound over each of these openings. And that's why I wasn't too worried about how this line looked. The opening just needed to be sealed. Plus, to be honest with you, I wanted a cool effect for this video too, so that's another reason I didn't push backer rod down inside of that as well. But again, you'll see this the smoke kind of start pulling up. I reapply a little bit more caulk, and then the other thing, as you see the caulk gun get to the end of that opening, listen to the air movement. You're going to hear the air movement go away, go away, go away, and then it's all gone by the end of it. So it just shows you how much air is being pulled through the opening, how strong these systems can be, and how important it is really to make sure that these openings are sealed. If this opening isn't sealed, the conditioned air from the inside of the home is going to get pulled into this radon system and then get thrown outside. So we have to seal these openings up. So, yep, that's going to be the full video. I'm going to, and then at the end, I just kind of run my hand down and smooth it out a little bit. I'm going to turn off my video and then let the video play through. Again, turn your volume up, listen to the air movement, and see all of the different effects of that smoke as I seal this opening up.